So we were talking to your dad a little bit, and he said that you and your brothers actually started the YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
we want to hear you, like, what was your impetus, and two, as the next generation, you're behind us, coming up, and it's uncommon to find someone your age that thinks like we do. So
Yeah,
want to
getting
hear
after it.
from you about what made you do that, and how do you see your potential future in this country right now? That's
Yeah, absolutely. I started the YouTube channel not as a business. I started as just pure fun. Just wanted to document our family's life and things like that 3 years ago. As a family, we sat down and we were like, what do we want to do with this whole online YouTube realm? What do we want to do? Do you want it just to be a little side hobby, or do you want to actually turn it into a business? Or do you just want to quit and just go get a 9-to-5 job, cog in the machine type of job? And I said, no, I think what I didn't actually say no right away. I actually just thought about it for several days, and nothing really happened and came up that was telling me, yeah, you should go ahead and stop it. So I was like, you know what, and we were getting some good momentum. So we just started right then and there. I was like, okay, I'm going to go full into making this a business. So I think it was 2 years ago, we made our own online website. So we built it all of us brothers. And then we just started scaling from there, adding all the several different types of products that we sell on the website, from our raw unvaccinated honey, our large coffee line that we sell that is from a local coffee roaster that's 30 minutes away from our house. We got our organic CBD coffee, and our lion's mane coffee, and candles and bulk tea. And now we just added on to that with our whole butcher shop on the website, and that's actually where we sell local beef and pork to people that are within driving distance to us. But I'm very entrepreneurial, so I wanted to get after it, and I don't see enough young people actually taking advantage of that, of their youth. And it's a blessing that God has given every young person. They all have it, and it's that kind of endless energy that you have. You finally do get tired at the end of the day a little bit, but you do have way more energy. And
we know. Trust me, we know. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and it's
just listening to you talk is making me tired currently.
Yeah,
I'm getting sleepy.
We like to say that youth is wasted on the young. You guys have all this energy and the ability to do everything, but you know nothing. You're smarter than the average one cut from this cloth. I'm gonna give you credit, because just listen to you. Like earlier when you said, I was trying to decide if I just wanted to get a job. You know what job stands for, right? J-O-B. Just over broke. Yeah, that's where you'll stay your whole life if you work a job. So
that's true.
I've told my kids this. They don't listen to me, but this is what I've told them. Find another way. Go find your way. Go make your way.
Absolutely.
And now you're not in the drudgery of life. Like how are you, Matt?
18.
Okay, so the dichotomy of life. This is something that I figured out many years ago. It's that, like, the best years of your life are from the day you're born to the day you graduate high school. You really have no cares, concerns. Mom and dad are taking care of everything. You're just there to have fun. All right, you might go to college another 4 years, but if you do go to college, you're probably going to start incurring debt right then at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And so you got 4 years of college. You get out of college. Now you got to get a job. You got to get a place to live. Debt, more debt. You got to get a car, more debt. And you're going to take a job with a company that you have no familial ties to, no travel ties to. They don't care about you. You don't care about them. And they're not going to pay you what your time is worth. You're going to do
and
this.
then you try to get married on top of that. I mean,
then you got to go sign that really bad contract.
Yeah.
But you're going to do this for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And you're going to live for 2 days a week and 2 weeks a year. And that is how your life is laid out for you. So here's someone at your age, 18, saying, no, that I'm going to try.
Breaking the cycle.
Yeah. And that's more people need to do that. So that's highly commendable, man. Really is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And our goal and hope with accumulating the land and the dirt is to that living legacy to provide that land and opportunity to our children so that they can start debt free, building their own places to live. And this way they're starting ahead of everybody else without debt and debt
I
free.
call it our family empire. I really like calling it that because that's really what it is. It's generational wealth that we're building, and we're building this legacy that, I was thinking even today while working my butt off, I was like, just imagining what like either my kids and my great grandkids will not have to go through. They will still have to work, of course, but the things that they're going to be able to do is going to be absolutely incredible, Lord willing, if we're here that long. But so we talked about this on the Fearless podcast that we run, and that comes up all the time. Is there any hope left for America? I think there's a lot of people that focus on the doom and gloom and, it's all going to crap. And it is. But, also on top of all of that, there is so much stinking opportunity. It's quite incredible, but you have to pull your head out of the sand and look at the big picture, So, and I don't think enough young people do that. I've been hanging around several young people over the past year, and it's really sad what they just really don't know anything. And I can't really even talk to them because they don't know anything, and it's so sad. So that's really, we started a young men's course because I wanted to start passing on this knowledge to other young men, and start training them up for this next generation of young men that we are going to need to keep this country alive. So
that's awesome. I threw that comment up right there because Christy here in the comments, she's a sweetheart. We know her well, and she said that she'd love to have like you mentoring her son on this kind of thing, and then you turn right around and say we've already started a program for that. So Christy, there you go.
Yeah. Yep. And we are on our 5th week of the men's course, and it's a membership. They come on, the young men come on. We have our whole program. You get a live consultation deal. We all sit down, we talk about how your week went, and then we write out your goals and your plans and everything like that. And it's really cool. And I absolutely have been loving it. And I think it's going to be coming up pretty soon. We're actually going to be 2 weeks.
This is the last week Sunday, and then it should reopen.
And then we're going to be opening it back up in 2 weeks. So, yep.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really awesome to see. Go ahead, T. I thought you had
you're good. I was just flabbergasted. It's great to see youth in this day and age who are, picking up and doing things like this. What you said, Chris, with the job, what that stands for. What you guys are doing is what the American dream is supposed to be, and that's what it was many generations back.
Yeah,
in this day and age, we've been indoctrinated that the American dream is when you get out of school, you go into debt so that you can, get a degree and then end up a Starbucks barista later on. After your degree, and then go into more debt on a house, and then pay 3 to 4 times that amount after it's all said and done with your interest. You guys are breaking that chain. That's that the enslaved. We're enslaved at this time in America, and it's great to hear that there's still people out there doing what you guys are doing.
Russ just said something and it made me think is it would be awesome to do you go anywhere and speak? Do you ever do events where you speak about these kind of things?
We would, we've been asked to speak at different events. Yeah.
As I say, because we have Mountain Readiness coming up in October, and it would be awesome to see you guys there.
That's
a new event. This is a new thing that T started, and we work with him. We've only had one event. October will be our second one. The first one went great. T didn't lose his ass. He which is fantastic when you're starting something like that.
Which is
and for that,
right?
Let's run a quick promo for it. We'll come right back and continue this. I just want to get a Mountain Readiness promo out there for everybody so they remember to buy their tickets.
Awesome.
Send it. Let me see. All right.
Or not?
Russ. Well, I told him to have it ready.
Maybe.
He was supposed to have it ready.
Technology.
Yeah. Well, Russ, do we have it? Or he might. Is Russ frozen? Well, I'm gonna have to look for it now, and I wasn't ready because I thought he was gonna be able to grab it for me. Hang on a minute.
Walk through it.
There it is. I got it.
Hey, folks, this is T, and this is Mountain Readiness.
It doesn't matter what the event is that makes this thing go pop. It's going to be water, shelter, fire, food, security. That's it. That's what you need in a nutshell.
There we go. That's the event right there.
There it is.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we know.
Yeah. And if you guys can come, that'd be great. Let us know. Of course, Mike Dixon, he lives only 2 hours from us. We've done a lot of collaborating with Mike and his family. Great people. We had of course, Josh, Stony Ridge Farmer, was there as well. Among Chris and quite a few others. Alan K. We had Alan K. there. So to add to that, we'll announce it here. Before anyone else, we will actually have Bear Independent there this October, which is phenomenal. So you heard it here first, folks. Bear Independent will be there on site, and we're going to do some fundraising for Caleb House to help them out with that.
Yes, we are. Looking forward to that. That's going to be actually pretty cool to have him there the whole time. We were hoping he's going to be able to make it, at least an appearance, but he's going to be able to be there and hang out the whole time. And Bear's not far from you guys. He's just up in Oklahoma. So
okay, awesome.
Bear's very, very deeply involved in the human trafficking thing. And he's started a nonprofit called Caleb House, where they actually pick up these kids that have been trafficked and then provide them a place to live, and some mentorship and everything else. Until they can get sorted out where to go. And it's a safe place, their security is extremely high to the point where we don't even know exactly where this place is. So, because we don't need to know. But
that's great.
He's a great guy, and you guys probably have a lot to talk about, actually. So
yeah, definitely well-rounded too. Homesteads, the whole bit, not just the kicking doors and taking names. He's active in survival and homesteading and bushcrafting and the works. That's a well-rounded individual, to say the least. So,
yes, he is. Absolutely. So I'm just checking comments here real quick. Will we be? What are you thinking for next year, T? For the next one for next year?
Yeah. So we've got some graphics to come out here soon. The next big Mountain Readiness, we're just going to be doing them the first weekend of May moving forward. We plan on doing it. So it'll be May, I think it's, second, third, fourth, I believe, whatever that first Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. In May, I don't have my calendar, but so that first weekend in May, we'll be doing the big Mountain Readiness event again. And then October, the third weekend of October is when we'll be doing that mid type of get together, which is the Angry American. We'll come up with another name for it. It's all out this time, just a spoof, but so yeah, May is the date tentatively.
Awesome. And I know we were talking earlier about some folks that are going to probably tag on to next year's event. So it should be way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe we've been working, I know Sue and he'll be at this one doing tracking. We've got Troy's Gate just signed up coming out, which is, when it comes to mental preparedness, that place is a whole nother level. So a lot of great stuff, and quite a few that have never been out in the public mainstream as far as what they offer. So
it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So Matt, as a young 18-year-old guy, I have one more question for you. This was kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
I would think for you, especially.
Yeah.
What is a woman?
Great question.
That's a good one.
My son, I was warning about this about 10 years ago. I'm like, we're going to get to a place in this postmodern, post-truth American culture where one generation won't know, like visibly, physically won't know.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a bad place to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's just the fact, you know, we joke about the movie 1984 or the book, you know, and the movie. I don't know if you guys all read it or not, but you know, Newspeak was a thing. And there's that one line in there where the one dude was like, you know, just imagine in 10 years time, the words won't exist for us to sit and have a conversation like this. And they thought that was a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, and we're kind of in that world now in that the meaning of words changes all the time, you know. And they're always changing the words, and then they'll change it and then accuse you of doing whatever the hell label they've applied to this new label they've applied to the word. And then expect you to defend yourself from the accusation. And the mere defense of the accusation implies guilt. And most people don't understand how the game is even played, and they get stuck in it. So, oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna throw this up too, because at Mountain Readiness, for you guys watching that don't know, we will be having free ham radio testing. So if you want to get your ham license, you can come take it for free. Definitely come hang out for that. Sue, you're being awful quiet, man. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel better. I'm really interested in what they have to say here. I've got a young man at my house, 18 years old. Of course, I pulled him out of school and homeschooled him here in North Carolina due to the critical race theory that was being shoved down his throat. And just went from one night, you know, we had this, you know, half of his football team over at our house and everybody's having a good time and everything. And then the next night they were racially divided, you know, thanks to their teacher, pulling all the black kids up to the front of the class and making the rest of the class apologize to him. And I was like, okay, that's enough. Time to leave there and everything. But, we mentioned the, you know, the book Spetsnaz and the author of the Spetsnaz, but what he warned America about in the 80s is come completely true. It's come completely full circle since the Clinton administration. We are in an insurgency. And he talked about those 5 things that the Soviet Union was trying to do to the United States, and they got Ronald Reagan came in and kind of defeated them economically. But you know, you got religion, number one. So do the Chinese have religion, or if young men at 18 now say, hey, I'm going to church, or I'm going to go preach to my youth class, they're pretty much ostracized from the rest of their friends, you know. And then the second thing is education, you know. And if a young man is proud of having straight A's and B's and stuff like that, he gets ostracized, you know. And then you got your authoritative figures and your media and things like that, but mostly your media and your social media. And we all know how the social media has just been taken over by just complete hogwash. And then you got your authoritative figures and your local government. And I don't see hardly any men. T and I were just at a local event. We thought it was going to be a lot bigger than it was. It was basically Christian Reagan, a congressman, is going to be running here in North Carolina for Congress. And what do we have there, T? Maybe 14, 15 people showed up, and none of them.
None maybe 20 or something. Yeah.
And none of them were younger than 40. You know, I think 40 was probably the youngest person there. And I think that's really sad, because when I was young, we would really get involved in our local elections, you know, and we would know who the sheriff was going to be and who the county commissioners were going to be. And politics starts locally. And if we could get our youth back interested in, you know, taking over their local politics, and it would just cascade into state politics and federal politics, I think.
Well, that's why we are where we are right now, because the left did that. They understood that if we start infiltrating at the local level, it will naturally build upon itself. Like here in Florida, our governor just dismissed an attorney general for Central Florida for what do they call it? Dereliction of duty, for not prosecuting cases against criminals that deserve to be prosecuted and just let them slide. He just canned her. you know, and of course it's because she's black, but that's not why. I mean, they laid it out why she got canned, and it's because is that Soros coddle the criminals approach thing that seems to be so popular these days, which goes right along with what Sue was just talking about with the insurgency that's running here. The rise in crime is intentional. These things are all intentional to try to collapse the system. Anybody who doesn't think that, anybody who doesn't think they're trying to collapse this right now is out of their minds. You know?
Well, and I think what they're doing, what these guys are doing down here in Texas is phenomenal. Especially if you're going to make a YouTube, use the media or the medium to YouTube channels and things like that, and your cell phones, and get after these young guys, because I think the disenfranchising of society is what the real goal is. Just make everybody just think, well, you know, I'm thinking about my individual self, and not, you know, like Kennedy said, you know, what can you do for your country? Think not what you can do for yourself or the government can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I think that's what the young people got to grasp onto, and they got to think, okay, things aren't going good. Our parents and our grandparents are idiots, and they're you know, self-centered, and they're narcissistic. We got to change that, and I think the youth has to. That's where the opportunity is. They need to grasp that and turn that around.
Stop being so self.
Not only young men, but the young women too. You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were talking about at that event that we spoke at. Is you know, when we looked out there, not a single person under 40. You know, we're literally one or maybe two at best generations away from this world being unsalvageable. I mean, I really feel that, you know, what you're doing, young man, that's going to make or break this country.